So the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight was on the weekend, and yeah, what a surprise! I don't think anybody saw this coming. If you know the outcome of the fight, Tyson won, but he won on a split decision. Two judges gave it to him, and one judge gave it to Francis Ngannou. Um, it if you haven't watched the fight or you don't really know anything about it, I'll give you a little sort of synopsis of it. It was basically it looked like Tyson Fury was I don't know. He just didn't look like he had pop in anything he was doing. In the late rounds he started to kind of pop his jab and stuff, but at first I don't know if he was scared of Ngannou's power or what it was, or he maybe was trying not to engage very much because he's got upcoming fights that means something. They're title fights and such, and this one was just more of a showcase event. I don't know, but he didn't look great. But Ngannou looked good. I mean, Ngannou's a real fighter, so if he went in there, if Fury went in there thinking Ngannou couldn't bang, he's Fury. I mean, he got he got shown he can. So I'm gonna read this article here. This is by Sky Sports. Yeah, decent article. I read a part of it already, so I'll just read a little bit of it and then talk a little bit more about this. So Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. What happened and what does it mean? Okay, so Fury, the WCB or WBC heavyweight titleist, had to rise from the canvas to edge out the former UFC champion Ngannou in a split decision. So they're talking about the knockdown. So the only knockdown of the fight was Ngannou got him with a left hook and knocked him down. He kind of just came over the top and looked like it. I, I don't know. It looked a little strange. If watch it and you'll see what I mean. It almost looked like he froze Fury and then he just caught him with a looper over the top, which put Fury on the mat. He wasn't out or anything. He just kind of dropped. But the only sort of significant thing that happened in the fight, other than some, you know, obviously some good punches thrown between them, but nothing that really knocked anybody down or anything, that kind of stuff. But so again, it was having his first professional boxing bout and leveled Fury with a left hook before going on to make the rest of the 10-round contest highly competitive. In the end, winning for one of the judges, but conceding a close decision on the other two cards. So Ngannou certainly thinks it wasn't the right outcome. On Monday, on social media, he claimed, "I got robbed by those judges. I should have done better," he said, but added, "I really believe that I won that fight." I don't know. If you watch the fight, I think it's so up in the air. It's subjective, right? Like that's boxing. It talks about this in the next line. It is subjective. It's just one of these things where if somebody is watching and they think that Ngannou was pushing the pace and he was making better strikes and and he was just doing more damage in general, yeah, they would give him the bout. But if you thought the other way around, you'd give him the bout. And it was kind of one of those fights where it was just kind of going back and forth like that. So uh, yeah, I don't think he got robbed. I think he just didn't didn't do enough to get a clean victory. So, and probably in all cases, I would think that most of the judges instinctually are going to lean towards if it's that close, they're just going to give it to Fury because he's the boxer. Maybe I don't know, but anyways. So judging in boxing is subjective business, and the split verdict to Fury isn't the worst decision the sport has ever seen. But the consensus view seems to be that it should have gone his way. That's not only from partisan followers of MMA. For instance, while the last undisputed heavyweight champion, Lennox Lewis, had Fury winning, boxers like Carl Frampton and Chris Eubank Jr. scored it for Ngannou. So, yeah, again, subjective. I think it becomes one of those things where it's like whenever somebody's challenging the champ. In this case, it wasn't a title fight, but Tyson Fury is the champ, even though the title wasn't up for grabs. So he's challenging him. I think you have to do more to beat him. Like I think you have to kind of show that you beat him to win the fight. It works that way whenever they're giving out, like whenever it's a title defense. So I don't know. Maybe that's what was in the judge's mindset. I watched it. I was kind of in between. I could see how it'd go either way. I leaned a little bit towards the idea that Ngannou won, just because it seemed like his strikes were a little bit more significant, and Tyson was bleeding and stuff. So I don't know, but whatever. I'm I'm neither here nor there. There should be a rematch though for sure.